discussing our lab project.
The main objective of our experiment was to see whether or not retention ponds around Brockport's campus are viable substitutes for natural pond environments.
Within the ponds that we looked at, we discovered many interesting things.
For example, the number of species that retention ponds hold seems to be drastically lower than the number of species that a natural pond environment holds.
Within this video, we'll be indulging into those data figures. So enjoy. Within looking at our retention ponds, we went through looking at different plant types found within the areas. To start off, we went to V Lot 1, V Lot 2. We went to the Athletic Complex Pond and Townhomes Pond. Within each of them, we found a variety of different plant life held within it. We found things from reeds, tall grasses, regular grasses, clovers, items found at the ground level, be it ground level 1 or 2, dandelions, and algae. Within looking at each of these, we recorded how many types we found. In V Lot 1 pond, we found reeds, tall grasses, regular grass, clovers, and things at ground level 1 and 2. There was a total of 6 different types within V Lot Pond 1. In V Lot Pond number 2, we found reeds as well as tall grasses, regular grasses, clovers, ground level 1 and 2, and also found algae. There was a total of 7 different types within there. Within the Athletic Complex Pond, we found reeds, tall grasses, regular grasses, clovers, ground level 2, only 2, dandelions, and algae. There were 7 different types within there. At the Townhomes ponds, we found reeds, tall grasses, regular grasses, and just dandelions. There was only a total of 4 different types within those retention ponds.
We went around to 4 different retention ponds on SUNY Brockport's campus and examined 4 separate quadrants, 1 meter by 1 meter, around each retention pond at what could be called the 4 corners of each pond. Within each quadrant, the species were far too vast to be able to count the number of each species that there were. So instead, we only counted the different number of species within each quadrant. However, because at the natural pond area, it was far too large of a pond to be able to go to 4 separate places around it, we just quadrupled the 1 quadrant area in 1 separate space around the pond to basically get an equal number of
also visited the Hamden Beach Pond area, and we examined different types of plant, starting with Phragmites, cattails, /reeds, regular grass, 2 types of tall grasses, 2 types of wild flowers, tulips, 5 types of bushes, 2 types of clovers, and last but not least, 3 types of brown leaf grasses, which makes it a total of 18 species in the area.
I'm not always creepy, but when I am, I talk about retention ponds. I'm not always weird and uncomfortable, but when I am, I talk about retention ponds. Retention ponds. Research them.
So from all of our data collection, we can conclude that natural ponds are better than retention ponds, at least in terms of the number of species, because obviously there was 18 species in the natural ponds versus an average of 6 species at the retention ponds.
From this information that we've gathered, based on where retention ponds are located, near motor vehicles and areas that are normally salted during the winter, these definitely affect the amount of species that are found within the areas and their development and growth.
Pollution could also be a very big factor in the number of species that are likely to grow at retention ponds, because pollution can choke out what species are able to go there, and perhaps only the most really strong species are able to grow in retention pond areas.
And within a natural pond, you're also more likely to have certain species of fish or crabs or bacteria that's healthy within an environment. Within retention ponds, fish and organisms like that are very unlikely due to their small scale and lack of number of plants.